Roll call.
Get cold up here, they trying to put us out.
One moment, Madam. I made a motion to reconvene into open session at 7:12. So moved. Moved by Ms. Elliott. Second by Ms. Smith. Roll call.
Ms. Ross?
Aye.
Ms. Copeland?
Aye.
Ms. Elliott?
Aye.
Ms. Thurman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. McClendon? Aye. Motion passed.
Chair's looking for a motion to pull agenda item 7. So moved. Moved by Ms. Smith. Second by Ms. Elliott. Roll call.
Ms. Ross?
Aye.
Ms. Copeland?
Aye.
Ms. Elliott?
Aye.
Ms. Thurman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford?
Aye.
Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. McClendon? Aye. Motion passed.
Agenda item 8, Chair is looking for a motion to action to approve the stop the services of B&E Security effective immediately and retain the services of Patrick.
I think you have to do two motions. The first motion will be a motion to terminate the services with
B&E Security effective immediately. So moved. Moved by Ms. Elliott. Second. Second by Ms. Smith. Roll call.
Ms. Ross?
Aye.
Ms. Copeland? Ms. Elliott?
Aye.
Ms. Thurman?
Aye.
Ms. Crawford? Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. McClendon? Aye. Motion passed.
Chair is looking for a motion to approve the services of Patrick Thomas as an employee effective immediately pending on the
receipt of the
Receipt of-
necessary documentation for the position of security guard.
security.
You know,
I still don't agree with that.
I have to, Madam President, I have a discussion on it too, because when I look at this posting, it's only been for a week, less than a week. And I don't understand, most of the time, most postings are longer than that, when they're out there for employment. And it's just ironic to me that the dates are where they are and it's only a week. So,
Yeah, that's up for you guys as the board. That's your.
That's a motion on the table.
there's a motion on the table too.
Motion on the table is to retain the services of Patrick Thomas as an independent, as an employee pending the documentation
Yeah.
Is it an independent or are we back?
as an employee.
Okay, well, I'm putting the motion on the table that,
Let's do the first.
Let's do
Okay,
the
go
first
ahead.
Yeah, I
one.
mean, I guess here's, I think, because,
The motion is on the table.
so, I think what you need to do, because essentially if the one is passed, then the other one would, it would kind of be released. So probably what you need to do is have further, if you want to have further discussion on that issue. I think what your concern is the length of the posting. You know, that's really up to you guys as a board, is whether or not you feel it's long enough. Right, yeah. So I guess that's, you know, I don't know if there's a second to the first motion, to that motion or not, yeah.
We've had postings up for just a week and hiring people, so that's nothing unusual. But there's a motion on the table to accept, like I said.
I just don't see how you could, I mean, for discussion, I don't see how you could get enough applicants in and a review in a week.
There's a red on the line. Who's it related to?
I thought we could discuss the fact that this would be dependent upon his documentation. So we have not received the documentation. So can we hold off on this until we get the documentation?
And then just send it out to us like you said.
That's what we're saying, Ms. Rosemary. So we don't wanna vote until we get the
I
documentation.
guess, yeah, you have two things out here, and the one is, you know, the motion in and of itself. I think there's a request that you do it longer, I think that's your request. And then, I think part of the initial motion was taking care of your concern. So really, it's just a matter of how you guys, ultimately, it's just a matter of how you guys vote. Obviously, if somebody wants to vote, if someone votes yay, and they vote yes, then that's a yes vote. But if someone votes no, you may want to explain, well, I think we should do it longer as a party, then you can explain that. I don't have an issue with that. That's up to you guys as a board in regards to what you want to do, and then the vote is what the vote is. If the vote comes out, let's say the vote comes out against, but because several of you say you want it to go longer, then that's kind of your direction to the superintendent. If the vote is to go in favor of it, then that's kind of your direction as a board to the superintendent. So you guys have to, I think board member Hunter's requested is that she thinks that it should be in the application process longer. I think board member Ross is asking that he not start until till the correct documentation is received, which I think is part of the motion that was made by board member Thurman. So.
No, our motion is contingent, that the vote is taken,
Yes.
and it's contingent upon that. And what Ms. Ross is saying and what I'm stating, one, is that I'm asking for a longer period of time for the posting the applicants. And then two, that the vote that is taken tonight it's not contingent. It's when we receive it and then take the vote. Because we won't get that information until tomorrow, or maybe we say tomorrow, but it might not come until Monday.
Okay, well, I guess.
So essentially what you're asking us to do is vote on something on the contingency basis.
Well, that's what the motion is.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily asking you to do it.
Right, you're not asking. I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. Yeah.
But that's what the motion is. I guess the question, so essentially what you're asking then is that your board table the vote. That's what you're asking to do, is to table the vote. And it's just a matter of how your board members want to do with that.
Yeah.
So in tabling that vote, that would mean that there would be no security around here for individuals coming in and out, staff, people that work here, and parents that may come in, is that correct? Because that would mean putting him, that there would be no security for anybody that comes in and out of this facility, is that correct? What you're saying?
That's, yeah, essentially, if you're saying, if that's what you guys are saying, unless you have under your special emergency situations, I don't know that, but essentially, yes, that is what you would be tabling that part of it.
Excuse me, but.
You
You can't say anything.
So that's really, this is up to you guys. So, I mean, there's a motion, I don't know if it's been seconded or not. If the motion has been seconded, the ideal would be to vote, and then if, let's say, someone said no, because I want to table it, then that would be your vote, and you can go that way. It doesn't, I'm sure it's the guy, but it doesn't matter. Right, yeah, I know, we're kind of, you're right, so, I'm just trying to suggest if that's how you guys vote.
You're suggesting that there should be a motion on the table to table.
No, well, since we have the one motion already out there, let's complete that motion. If the motion is, if you vote on that motion and it's approved, then everything is kind of moot. If someone, let's say there's nay votes to the motion. If you're voting nay, then you may want to say I'm voting nay because I think we should have the application go longer, I should get that information. And then that kind of gives the direction to your staff as far as whether or not this is something to put on the agenda for the future. Because if you just vote no because you're voting no, then probably no need to even put it on the agenda anymore for this person. So that's why, if that makes any sense, what I'm saying. I guess not. I can see
I understand the way you're
All right,
saying that.
okay. You have a motion to hire Mr. Thomas as an employee.
They say, excuse me, Ms. Hendricks asked that you all hold it one moment.
Oh, okay.
So this shows that he is completing his training to be a security guard.
He's completing.
Well, I was,
Is he completing or completing?
I guess it
I
is.
couldn't hear her.
Is it notarized?
How is he related to you?
Excuse me? Um, I mean, right, I see,
It's like they're trying to force it.
She is. Somebody with the $105,000.
okay, yeah,
He's a lawyer, you're not.
yeah, I guess here's, let me say this, because I think this will, you know, so I have even handed a couple of documentations regarding some certifications. The first idea is you got the one motion. If you guys vote on that, if it's pending receipt, then he wouldn't start until, you know, you were sure about all of the documentation. I am a lawyer, so I don't specialize in security guard certificates. That is not what I do. So I would be dependent on your staff to make sure that he has all of the certifications. That's not my job. So that we understand that, so you guys know that. Unless I'm specifically asked to find out what it is, generally speaking, I'm not gonna do that, because if you're asking me to do that, then I'm gonna charge you for that. So you're gonna have, that's the one motion. How you vote depends on what's going to happen next. If that one motion is made, if let's say it's voted 4-3, then he's on. However, if it is turned down, or if you voting no, let's say we have 4 nay votes. You're a nay vote, and you can explain why you're voting no. And if you explain that you're voting no because, A, I don't want him to start until we know that everything is up and up, fine. Or you can vote no because you think the application process should be longer. That is all up to you guys. But
This is the issue that I have, and it references back to the board president. When I asked the question, was there a need before and was it posted? And it was stated, yes, it was. And if you look at the posting date is quite current.
Yes.
And it's been less than a month. I do not feel that is enough time in a week for people to adequately see that and apply. It's wanting to give everyone an opportunity. Does not matter about the certificates. It's about giving an opportunity and fair chance, and not that someone is just placed in that position.
and right, and that's what you're saying, yeah, you're telling that to your board members now.
That is
So,
what I am saying.
Yeah.
Because if there was a need, it would have been posted